Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial on HTML5 and CSS3. In this video I'm gonna show you how to start creating the drag and drop feature on HTML5 in your browser. So I deleted a few things here in the code and we'll start from scratch basically. In the body section, the first thing I want you guys to do is to create a div ID. So I'm going to show you how you can grab with your mouse, grab an image and drag it into other section of the web page, and then you can also drag it back. Okay, so back and forth you'll be able to drag your image. Pretty awesome feature. I think we did that feature in jQuery, if I remember correctly, but this is only using a few functions on JavaScript and HTML5. So let's continue creating the div. Let's create a div ID. Let's call it div1, and for now let's leave it that way. And now let's create another div. Sorry, let me close the div. Let me create another div. Div ID equals div2, and close div. Now between the first div I want to put my image. So let's type image src equals, you have to grab my image, input it, and put the image in your test.html directory near to that file. And I have already my image ready, which is the HTML5 GPG. And let's give it a ID. Let's call it drag1. Let's give it a width of let me check, 28, 88, and a height of 31. Okay, and down here in the div2, let's leave that for now. Okay, so we have our image ready. Let me save this. And now I want to create a few CSS properties for the divs, but I'm gonna create an internal CSS. I'm gonna put the CSS properties in the same file of HTML. You know, you can do that. We already did some using external file of CSS file, but I'm gonna use I'm not going to use an external file. So in this case, the first thing you have to type is style type. In here we type text.css and close style. Now between these tags you can start typing oops, forgot here. You can start typing your CSS properties. So let me type div1 and also the same properties for div2, so I can put it that way. And here the first thing I want to do is float to the left, width 100 pixels, height 35 pixels. Let's give it a margin 10 pixels, padding 10 pixels, a border 1 pixel, solid and black. Okay, that's it. Let me check this out. Let me run this in Chrome, and let me check this. And and okay, I did something wrong. Let me check. Oh, of course, I forgot to put to separate these. We need to put two selectors or two IDs in the same for the same properties. We need to put a comma between them. Okay, save that. Let me run now this. Okay, so this is what we have now, and I'm gonna drag this image that you can see here, drag it and put it in here. Okay, and we'll be able to drag them back. Okay, bring him back. So as you can see, I'm not able to do nothing right now. We only have two squares here in the image. So to make that work, let's go back. We have to start doing some JavaScript, and you already know that to create or start doing some JavaScript, we will need the script equals script. You can still do the type text blah 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 if you want to, or you can leave it this way, script. Okay, HTML5 will recognize the script as JavaScript. Now in here, the first thing we have to create is a function, and this function, it's gonna called low drop parenthesis, and a parameter that you should use now is the event parameter. So let's type ev, and now we use the parameter ev dot, and the method or the property, sorry, the function that already probably you know from the jQuery tutorials, which is the prevent default parenthesis. Okay, this function, what it does is to allow us to use the on drag over event that we will later, I'm going to explain you how to use it, but this basically will make it possible for us to drag and drop the element or the image in this case. Basically, this is saying we are using the prevent default to prevent the default methods in the browser to work, and normally the browser doesn't allow you to grab images and drag and drop them. So basically I'm using here a prevent default, so it prevents defaults, we can say laws or functions in the browser, and that way we will be able to use whatever function I'm going to use next to drag and drop. Okay, so let me type a new function, and the next function I'm going to use, I'm going to call it the drag function. I'm going to call it drag. We have to use the parameter ev for the event as well, and now we're going to type event, and we're going to use the data transfer dot set data parenthesis, and now we need two parameters. The first one is text. This is the type of data we are managing, and we have several types of data we can put in here, but in this case we will use the text data. And next we use event target ID. Okay, and this event target ID is the ID of the image we are targeting, or the target that we want, and the element that we want to grab, or we will be able to drag. Okay, and the web page. This data transfer dot set data, basically what it does is it sets the data type and the value of the dragged element. Okay, so now we are preventing the browser to stop us to drag and drop images in the web page, and we have a function also that identifies what will be dragged. Now we need another function to create the action that drops the image in the square. So to do this, we create a variable. Let's call it data, and this is equal to the event data transfer dot get, not set, but get data, and this will get the information or gets the element that we are dragging, and it has a parameter which is the text, okay, the type of element we are dragging. And now we type ev target type append, and remember this from JavaScript, this would append a child. If you don't remember, you can go back to the JavaScript tutorials. Make sure you learn all this. Otherwise, this will be a little bit confusing for you. And in the parentheses, we type document dot get element. That's correct by ID. You already know. And this has another parameter here, which is data. Okay, now this will append the child to the targeted box, and basically this will grab document.getElementById data, which is the ID that we are working. Basically, it's the image. Okay. Now down here, after that line of code, we type ev again, and we type prevent default. Okay, make sure you type this as well, so it will prevent some other errors from the browser. If you don't type this, this will not work. Okay. Now, here in the body, we have to type in the div1. Div1. Let me check. Yeah. In the div1, we have to type a new event called onDrop, and the onDrop will be equal to the drop function, and make sure you type event, okay, inside the parentheses as a parameter. Now, also in this div1, we also type another event, which is the on drag over. This will be equal to the allow drop event. Okay, this basically remember that this had the prevent default, so this will allow us to drag and drop, and that's basically it. Now in the second div, in the div2, we do the same thing. Now we can grab all this, copy it. Remember, I told you we will be able to drag and drop back and forth, so we will need to use the same functions in one div and the other, so it will work. Now let me check. Yeah, that's it. Now in the image, after these properties of width and height, we need to type a new property called draggable equals and type true. Okay, this is very important, otherwise it will not work. And another thing is you have to type the on drag start equals, and now we type the drag function and event as a parameter. And I think that's all. That's it. Draggable, true. Obviously, as the name says, it will make possible to drag the image. On drag start, it will do basically it will make possible to start dragging. As you can see, I referenced the drag event, which is this one here. It will basically grab and target the ID. It will make it draggable. So let's see if this is working. Let me run here, Chrome. Okay, here it is. Let me grab this, and boom. Awesome. Drag it back, and there it is. Okay, awesome feature, HTML5, awesome technology with awesome cool effects. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, just send me a message or post your comments and questions in the section below. See you guys later. Bye.